Watching a midweek practice, Miami Dolphins general manager Jeff Ireland is chatting with several other spectators when the subject turns to the presidential debate the previous night. Ireland, a debate team member in high school, says he found the event engrossing but doesn't offer an evaluation of the participants. As with his own performance, he leaves the critiquing to others. For the past several seasons, Ireland has been the #1 subject of disputation among Dolphins fans, with many contending he's the primary culprit for the franchise's failings. The ongoing conversation takes place without his involvement, because he thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Rarely speaks publicly, but a staunch defender of Ireland has come forward this season, his team. The Dolphins' steady improvement suggests Ireland, with considerable help from new coach Joe Philbin, may finally have things headed in the right direction. Miami is 3-3 and in the four-way tie for the AFC East lead, and following a bye this week, the Dolphins will take the two-game winning streak into their road game October 28 against the New York Jets. Kind of the fun part about where we're at, to a certain degree, is we've got a big division. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Road game, Philbin said. We've never had one before. He didn't really mean the Dolphins have never had one before, it just seems that way. They finished below .500 each of the past 3 years, the new low for a franchise that hasn't won a playoff game since 2000 and hasn't reached the Super Bowl since 1984. The recent results are reflected in shrinking attendance. Instead of buying tickets, fans vent about Ireland, Bill Parcells' protege in his 5th year with Miami. At last season's finale, the small plane tugged a manner calling for the gram. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. To be fired. Then, more than 24 frustrated fans gathered outside the Dolphins complex one day last off-season to protest the way the team was being run, with some holding signs that read FIRELAND. Comedian and Dolphins fan Daniel Tosh complained about Ireland on Twitter. So did Pittsburgh Steelers safety Ryan Clark, unsuccessfully courted as a free agent by Miami. The road edit to Ireland's Wikipedia entry briefly appeared describing him as the most incompetent human being in the history of existence. Frustration grew when owner Stephen Ross stuck with his general manager, widely regarded as a thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Unwelcome source of continuity for a team that has endured endless turnover at coach and quarterback. At halftime of this year's home opener, the fan approached Ireland and told the gram he should fire himself. Ireland admits muttering a profanity in response. The better response has been by the team in recent weeks. With a loss 4-2, fan vitriol could again crescendo, but lately there's reason to believe a rebranding of Ireland might stick, with the competency meter tilting in his favor. The franchise future, and Ireland's reputation, now hinges largely on Philbin and rookie thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Quarterback Ryan Tannehill. Early reviews are favorable, and Ireland deserves credit for bringing both aboard. Tannehill was drafted after the Dolphins finished 4th among 4 contenders for Peyton Manning, and at the moment no one in Miami rues the way things turned out. Tannehill, the first quarterback taken in the first round by the Dolphins since 1983, became their first rookie QB to start an opener and has made steady progress since, completing 69% of his passes in the past 2 games while committing no turnovers. Philbin was also a consolation choice, hired after unsuccessful courtships of thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Jim Harbaugh and Jeff Fisher. The first-time head coach has won over his players with a low-key, business-like approach that has transformed the locker room into a happy place. The character of this team is to go out there, grind it out, and make plays when you need to, defensive end Cameron Wake said. That's the kind of team I love being around. Philbin has relied heavily on young players, and the Dolphins' 2012 draft class might be their best in more than 20 years. Second-round pick Jonathan Martin has been a starter at right tackle since the thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Opener, 3rd-round choice Oliver Vernon has 2 1/2 sacks off the bench, and 4th-round pick Lamar Miller shows promise at running back. 10 rookies played in the most recent victory, Ireland's 2011 draft brought in centre Mike Pouncey, now expected to anchor the offensive line for years to come. And Ireland looks smart these days regarding the acquisitions of veterans Reggie Bush, Wake, Randy Starks, Carlos Dansby, Kevin Burnett and Richie Incognito. Other decisions for which Ireland was once pan look better in hindsight. He opted not to acquire Kyle Orton or Matt Flynn, even though the fan thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Base clamor for both quarterbacks. This year they're riding the bench elsewhere. The Dolphins still need upgrades at receiver and in the secondary, and more than half a dozen starters are scheduled to become free agents this offseason. But Miami is well positioned for the 2013 draft, with 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. That means the coming months could prove pivotal, and they'll surely provide more chances to second-guess Ireland, South Florida's recurrent debate subject.